Now, earlier this week, I did a video on EQing some sounds in a mix I was doing. And then I also pulled up an EQ chart. I got a lot of questions about where do I get an EQ chart at? So I want to answer that question before I start doing these lessons here. And I'm going to put EQ. I'm in Google and see EQ chart. I come to EQ chart right there. I'll press return. It gives me this whole list of ideas, right? I want to go pretty much to images. I get to images here and I'll see what I like. Now, the chart I use here is this one here. Find what you like. As I pull this chart up, you can see what it looks like right there. We have vocals, winds, meaning woodwinds. We have strings, we have drums, of course, the entire keyboard range. Then we have subwoofer, we have mid-range, and here we have our higher range and higher tones and tweeter and horns. So to get an idea where these sounds are going through your speakers in a sense, and to understand which frequencies work for certain instruments, whether they're going to be getting more muddy or getting more crisp. And let's check this out. So I have that chart there. You come to here, you click on it, and on this my system I have it down. I'll just say, well, save as or save link. I'll save image. Once I do, I've got the chart. So I will just go to where the image is at. And here you can see I have my chart. So we have my females there, of course, and we got our male vocals down here. We can get a good idea where to separate these sounds at and where the presence of them is really at in the mix. And you can see how that works, right? There's the male voice. And we see the higher we go for female voices. And then we have our woodwinds here. We have sax, right? Noise. We have a flute. We have a clarinet, a tuba. We have bass as well. We have right here, you can see we have drums, right? And so you get an idea of where we are. Here's the bass 4-string and 5-string. And we can see the attack point. We can see the noise or the string noise point, depending on whether that sound is actually synth or not. Now I want to test out some EQ ideas. So first of all, I'll play this track back. Listen to this. Okay, kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, basic heart of our beat here. Not bad. So what I'm gonna do in this case, I want to probably look at these sounds and maybe EQ something. And so here's I select this one track here, or actually this one pad here in the grid. We see it here because I have pad selected right here at the bottom, right? That's either off or on. Once it's on, I can see that pad. And here I've added an EQ. I've added a parametric EQ, which is 4-band. Now the overall output of that track is this right here, which is the program output. So if I do this and go to here and this here and this here, everything's quiet, right? So I want to get to somewhere I like it. And generally I don't want to go over -3 dB. I go back here, get my EQ set up again. That's good. EQ's there. We got our kick drum, snare drum, and our hi-hat right here. And turn this back on. Whoops, go back to the rather. Perfect. And we got these sounds going on. So now let's EQ something. We're going to go to here. EQ chart right now. And I got bass drum. So here I've got this tom-tom right here. And below here I've got the kick drum. So at 60 to 80 hertz, we get a thump, right? And our attack is at 4K or so. Got the idea. So we're going to go back and look at our mixer, which is right here. Now what I did here, I'm here in this part of the mixer, which it says show pad mixer, all right? And that's why we see this like this. And so at the bottom here, I want to see the pads too as well in the mixer. So if I click right here, I don't see them. I click here, I can see them. Now I can just hear it sound. I hit, and I can get an idea what it sounds like, right? So I've got these parametric EQs right in here. They're not affecting the sound. They're set up to be just pretty much just solid for what they're doing. And so I have it right here, as you can see. That's that sound. I mean, that EQ, and it's in an init state. So it's initialized. Nothing's happening here. This is the actual setup. Now, some of these EQs will have some ideas of ranges and best mix and other stuff here, which is cool. But once I know what an EQ says should work on a bass drum, I deal with that more than anything else because I'm trying to pretty much attenuate or just fix that bass drum to give it the sound I want it to have, or test if it works or not, and keep the original sample sound. So what I'll normally do is do that. I'll play the track. Okay, so my EQ's right here, and so it said 60 to 80, right? So if I go 60 to 80, what happens here? Let's hear it without it. You hear the difference? A little more bassy there, right? In this Q range. And so this is not changing at all, right? And now I'm gonna, oh, we got more thump now, see that? Now if I bring this down some, we have less thump. How about up more? Hear that thump there? Now let's go to here and turn it off. You hear the difference. EQs work great for you. This helps you get where you want to go. And you just bring it down some, get in the right range. And I want to listen to my bass drum, rather kick drum, against my snare drum. Now let's go back to normal. Turn this off. That's how it originally sounded. Now I add this. So we actually improved it. So I can do also at this point, say if I like it or not. I can go to 4K too. Maybe I want a little more attack on the end of it somewhere, right? A little bit more of this upper end. I go right here, here's 3K, here's 2K, here's 4K. Let's go back a little bit below 4K. How about that? No, I'll leave it right there actually. And now listen back. No effect really. Not much. So I get to here, and now I have the effect. I can have the gain or not. Hear that? Terrible. But you get the idea. You want to know what's going on here, right? We want the truth. I don't really need it. I like that sound the way it is right there. That's good for me. So, I'll turn it off. Oh yeah. I can bring it down now. I can always adjust it too to get close back to where I was at. I don't want to go too far, right? Okay, that works for me. Well, now I got my bass drum correct. I want to get the partner going on, the snare drum. So we got the kick drum and snare drum going right here. I'll press play. Sound like that. Okay, so here for me, I don't like the snare drum. It's got a crispy sound to it, right? It's too crispy to me. It's too thin. So I want to get a little more thickness out of it. So I will look at my EQ chart. And here in my EQ chart, as we listen back to this sound, I want to go to my snare drum, which is right here, and it says fatness and crispiness. My fatness is at 240 hertz. Crispy is at 5K to 6K. So the crispy, I want to bring down a hair of it, and I want to bring up some of that fatness. So let's go right back to where we were at, right here. And so we're going to go to 240, it says, right? So 240 should be the range. I'm going to go to around 240 right here in this cue. Yeah, I like 244. And here it says 6 up, whatever, right? So I say 550, and the middle's pretty good. Right here, I'll start from here. And so, okay, good. So I go to here. See how crispy that is? I don't want that. So I can come to here and reduce that crispiness. Otherwise, slowly. Okay, now I want to get this fatness going on here, right? So I'm going to bring this up somewhat. Not bad. Gotta hear the bass drum. They're partners. Yep. Let's hear the music. I like that. It's not bad. Okay, we got a decent idea. But that's how you use EQs to get a great idea of how you want to have those drum sounds. Select the proper EQs that make you feel good about your mix.